But I think it's really significant that there's a comet whose tail is as long as the distance from the sun to the earth. And indeed, it's flying in such a way, if you look at it, it pretty much sprays the earth with its tail. And it's never happened before, I'm pretty sure. So I think that's something very significant, besides for other things that they're saying that's happening simultaneously, like with the sun. So it's just strange. So it's supposed to happen around the 25th or 26th here, but see, I'm going to be putting this video way up ahead. And see, I'm just theorizing about, well, see, because I've been getting familiar with the plasmatic field, and I understand it, that, of course, the sun is very important to our existence, but you have no idea the nature, right? We are dealing with just mainly light, and so I think this comet is going to give us new thoughts. Bottom line, and it's not going to be bad, but it's not going to be good either, because some people won't be able to handle the new downloads or like seeding, right? Like people just being able to process something that they wasn't able to process before. I think that's really interesting, though. I do. I think it's going to give us strange dreams. I think people are going to start getting messages. With Uranus and Gemini, I probably talked about it before, and there's a lot of talk going on. There's going to be a lot of talk. I mean, like I said, just we were subdued. It's beginning to be realized now. Yeah, even the Gemini will realize it. I think, but what I really want to talk about is Taurus. Let me just see if my cat is wanting to get in here. Great, great. I have Diddle Diddle, and she is. I have a ton of beans on right now at the crock pot. I'll leave it on like a Mr. Rogers show and go and stir my beans. I'm gonna turn them down and get them to just slow cook now for another like 5 hours. I'm living a mile high, so it takes longer for water to boil, and yeah, it takes longer for food, like for raw foods like beans and stuff. It takes a really long time for them to cook up in the higher altitude. If you put it in a pressure cooker, then it takes like half or a third of the time to cook beans. Anyway, so I'm really exhausted actually. If you see me in the shirt and doing the videos, it's I'm very excited about. I just recently had some experiences. I'm so grateful to be shown this side of life. But for all of us, I bet you anything. See, like I said, this freaking comet. There's something definitely coming through that I'm trying to convey about something, and I guess I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a cool thing. People will start to see. I'm going to come up with some material that's actually worth a damn. Like I'll put something. Sorry, I'm kind of tired right now, and I go through this kind of thing where I don't know if you realize, but I really do have something with that, and then I'll just get confidence and then go into comedy and sarcasm, and because no, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I know the equation. Yeah, no, it's a really interesting experience for me. Uh, oh, what is it, Shauna? We have seen nothing. Right. Really? See, that's what we're dealing with, is we're dealing with a unenlightened population. But we are moving on with Uranus and Gemini. People are going to pop awake. Yep. What the phenomenon will be, as well as people. Um, See, the thing about the mentally ill thing and stuff like that, it just needs the right understanding of what's happening with that individual. Yeah. And then we are going to see more like very natural kind of shamanic guides or counselors that it'll be very unique. That is going to come up, because Gemini is actually the magician, and he's the healer. Yeah. Accepting of the the possibility of something more than just calling the person mentally ill. That's a very um, real subject matter, especially in the West here. Yeah, and see, that's what we're going to be looking at is just more of a, I guess you would say, a bell curve hitting where, well, there will be breakthroughs and stuff through a certain kind of communications, and I'm not kidding about that there will possibly be communications from extraterrestrials, but in a way that you won't even believe it. What I'm showing you, sorry about this noise, what I'm showing you about what now, folks, the interfacing system, the programmer, the grammar part, that it's 100% space language. It's different than anybody will ever imagine. It's right here in front of our face. We have predetermined, we have words sticking in front of everybody. They have to do that, pardon me while I channel, they have to do that under intergalactic rule and law. When it's time for a change, and it could possibly happen, see, there are powerful people here. You know that. And they are not the overseers, though, see. They get ran around and ran out and flooded down. Yeah. But so anyway, is this the same video about when I was trying to talk about this comet? I'm sorry. If so, what an edit. I just talked about something else, and I kind of been doing that. The truth is I'm having difficulty with a lot of stuff in my personal relationships. I don't know what to tell people. I don't know what to tell people because, okay, so the thing is I've kind of been different all my life, and see, we got me going over, babes, I am clairsentient, clairaudient, and I'm experiencing clairvoyance. I'm in touch with my 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 higher self, or like, and there's even ancestry. Like, that's what's really helping me here. Yeah, this video is probably going up in the middle of May or something, but this is April 24th. Is it? God, man. I'm not going to put this video up. I have so much work to do, though. This is a cool video, though, because it's like we are right now teetering on this massive explosion of awakening. No, it really is going to be, with Uranus going into Gemini. Those beans I just stirred back there are smelling so good. I'm so glad I uh, cooking them, because um, Well, see, first of all, I cooked a lot of beans over there. I put two packages in instead of one. It just seems like the one isn't enough, but then now the two is too much. Why? Why doesn't this place hit, I call it the Goldilocks zone. Just why doesn't this place make sense? No, big money has been making sure to just pull everything apart. Very weird weather we are looking at. I'm just hoping that it doesn't freeze. I will try to do all I can to save the apples out there. So anyway, apparently I'm just kind of rambling on about some things. I guess I need to communicate to somebody else. Have a good day. Weird video, huh? Because I just edited. I'm going through some personal stuff. I should talk about it. I'm feeling great. The problem with the people I have in my life right now, me towards them, see, I don't have any, and then whatever is there does not communicate. There's something going on with them. Well, and me. I'm going through a hell of a transformation. I don't know what to tell these people. If they did astrology, then they would see what's going on. A long time ago, people are walking blind. People are walking blind without knowing astrology. Because you can look and see, like, oh, wow, so Neptune stationed opposing your Venus at 23, and then Jupiter came up, as well as the entire collective was feeling this trippy time over the last 7 years, right? But some people were getting exact hits, boy, and it wasn't not a trolley ride, I guess you'd say. It was more like, look at this weird side of life. So if you don't know astrology, you can't look into the season that a person is going through. You can't like prepare yourself. You can't like it doesn't matter really. I mean, but it does, but it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. Let me tell you, man. I mean, it's going to be obvious that of who we are. Getting back to the phenomena of Uranus going into Gemini, if this is the same video, how people will begin to accept other people's characters, and especially if they're a superhero, a healer of sorts, like an entertainer, somebody who's presenting something. No, that's going to be accepted rather than stoned down. And we already know, we'll be talking openly about the ones that do energetic, narcissists and all of that stuff. Gemini, is this the same video? Is somebody that are people that find the cure. They solve the problem. They solve problems. And in general, it's a beneficiary. The Mercury ruled planet is a plus because it rules communications, and if anything, whatever is communicated, all of it, uh, never hold back. Yeah, I think what we will be seeing, like I said, I think I talked about it, it's just we'll see more exercising of like Buddhism that helps us meditate, and then we see the difference between the mind and this, and then we can pull in and out of it kind of thing. Because that's important. It would be very important to do that. Because the way that now will come up, if we come to more to light, like why the abracadabra phenomenon, where people literally they'll take something up in their head, what is said, and it affects them too much. The saying goes, and I'm going to turn this off pretty soon. I'm very tired. It's not a saying. It's a method of it really. If you even just think about this in your mind, like putting people on mute and watching actions towards you only. You put people on mute and then you watch their body language. If you really want to get real with people, right, and you want a deeper connection, you watch body language only and put them on mute. Just try to do that, like just ignore what they're saying, but watch their body language and their actions towards you. And see, you can do this when you get more real. You'll start getting more real. I mean, boy, a lot will probably change. Um, at the choice time, really, in your time of off work, of course, right? You're not going to ignore people at the. It has to do with your relationships and uh, really differentiating who that person is for you, really, right? I mean, if you're just going by what they say, um, I'm not bypassing verbal abuse and stuff like that. See, but the thing is like, are they in pain? Why did it get to that point where they're being verbal abuse, right? I mean, hurt people are going to hurt people like that, right? And I would advise letting it pass a bit and also try to talk to the person. Try to, if do their astrological chart, and maybe you have a hell of a fucking squares and you cannot work anything with some people like that. You really can't. It's weird. It's weird to study that further because is it narcissism or is it just that you have a terrible rapport with that person and they just laugh at you or something, right? They do. They're crazy, right? Perhaps, I don't know. Like, you see, people are just skimming the surface, right? They're surface people, and they don't get deep enough to see that. Well, this person's a glitch, right? Yeah, it's a problem, big problem. Man. I am not a surface kind of person. I'm aware of my surface, but I have a depth. To me, is that what is it? What is going on? Well, I think it's the universe now. It's not. It's not the ocean. I don't know. There's a lot to thumb through, I guess. You see, and I'm quite the scientist, is what it is. And it's, you see, getting back to the kind of slamming things around. Sorry, getting back to the Uranus and Gemini, which is a big event for everybody. Their voices are going to change. Communications is going to open up. People are going to start having conversations. You wouldn't believe what I experienced today. I don't get out much, but when I do, I kind of see the sign of the times and how people are radiating. And so with Uranus and Gemini, people's communications is going to be kind of the same as what has been going on with Facebook the whole time. It's like people are just going to be totally interactive, just like that, right? It's like now you put your phone down and you're like that out there. Just, you're going to be like moving in and out of each other's minds and fields and helping them with stuff and then going over here and who knows, you don't even know these people, but you're just, and the conversation that I heard today was like, oh my God, so this is amazing. People are starting to wake up into oneness, unity, and I have the interfacing system sent from the benevolence who live in outer space realm, just up there. I don't know. I have a lot of ancestry you do too. So you're a multi-dimensional being, maybe, right? I don't know. I don't know how it works yet, but there are multi-dimensional beings, and perhaps they're here to do something, man. Everybody else is ignoring it. I don't know. See, I hate to talk about this, but in Tartaria, as well as giants, I guess were walking around. They had giants and shit, and see, they called them the little people too. When they cloned people, they cloned them inside of machine babes, and they by the millions, and those people, that scene. Well, I mean, you can't say that it's not happening as a backdrop out there. Like, what I mean is, maybe some of us were never cloned, I guess, but somebody has ancestry from that. And did they breed? Could they? I think they could, but see, my theory is, and I want to really like clarify it, is that no, you can see it, you can connect it. They would have to get rid of the women that weren't, and then they didn't need the women, right? And they just incubate, and of course, you know, set them aside, right? You know, they didn't all go extinct, right? So that was kind of what's happening. The church really set out to do that, but in the background, perhaps, um, is because they were replaced and making slaves out of the clones. And so then now with that, there's probably a good part of the population, whichever ones that can surf on this technological base, they're like supposedly like they're sorry that noise. They are on top of it, right? They're the controllers. They kind of coax the population. See, but there's nucleus there. There's the main people, right? So they had to well, first of all, there was destruction, and then to rehabilitate meant to bring women back. They can produce a belly button because clones don't have belly buttons, right? They say. I don't know. They probably do though, because you have to feed. That's just a natural thing that goes on. So, um, but bottom line, that kind of reform, like it's the religion now that the woman has a hell of a responsibility, like never before. It's all part of it, but no, it could have been like really exaggerated that she has to convert the man into knowing how to be present with her and 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 to turn it into a human population. And I think that we're failing drastically. Hi, you women. This is the time I say, would you agree? How's it going? I mean, are you that proud? You know, I don't know. Love you, everybody. Thank you for taking me out to coffee. I haven't been playing good music, and so if and when I do, and I start dancing around, you'll buy me a coffee. It always happens.